What is happening with crypto.com? What is the situation? People are saying this is maybe one of these other exchanges that's gonna go down under. So we're gonna take a look at exactly what is happening, starting off with this article from the Wall Street Journal, basically saying that crypto.com withdrawals are rising after the CEO admits transaction problems. If you're wondering how much money has been taken off of crypto.com, it says by Sunday 5:30 a.m., so early this morning, users had withdrawn a net $14 million worth of Ether and about $39 million worth of other tokens tied to the ETH network. This is all on crypto.com. People are taking their money out because there's a lot of stuff happening. We're going to get into that. So one of the things that's happened is that there was a transaction that involved crypto.com and gate.io, about $400 million worth of Ether were actually sent to this gate.io wallet, and this was back on October 21st, but it just goes to show that there was definitely a mistake there, and that is what the CEO is saying on Twitter. There was a mistake, and if we take a look at his response, he says that the ETH transfers that generated so much FUD speculation on Twitter were made over 3 weeks ago on October 21st, that we know. Then they say crypto.com proceeded to withdraw the funds back to its cold wallets over the following days. The entirety of ETH was successfully withdrawn by crypto.com and returned to our cold storage. So the FUD that was happening is that people were under the impression crypto.com had sent $400 million to gate.io for them to use that money and take a snapshot of their reserves using that extra $400 million that they technically don't have. But here we have some confirmation by gate.io saying that the snapshot for the proof of reserve audit was taken on October 19th. And as we remember, crypto.com sent by mistake $400 million worth of Ether on October 21st. So if this is true, this technically means that this $400 million transaction, which was a mistake, wasn't actually included in this October 19th snapshot. So if that's the case, then it's okay, but it still goes to question how in the world is crypto.com sending $400 million worth of Ether and not noticing it? It's a bit skeptical in my opinion, but if we continue scrolling down on what he says here, he says fund movements from crypto.com custody systems are only possible between approved and whitelisted addresses attached to our cold wallets, our hot wallets, and our corporate accounts at third-party exchanges. In this particular case, the whitelisted address belonged to one of our corporate accounts in a third-party exchange instead of our cold wallet. We have since strengthened our process and systems to better manage these internal transfers. But again, I mean, if you are doing a huge transaction like that and you have $400 million worth of Ether going to something and you're not even sure where it's going to, I mean, aren't you doing test transactions? Aren't you sending a small amount of money first? I mean, come on. Who is in their right mind not making sure, not triple checking, not quadruple checking the wallet address it's going to? So this definitely clears up the FUD between crypto.com and gate.io. If we take a look at this tweet and we go on to the actual report of this snapshot for their proof of reserve, we can actually find this. It does say October 19th here, and if we open up the report, it also states it in this report that it was very well done on October 19th. So to me, because this is now in the official report of gate.io, I think that we can clear this FUD and we can move past from this. That's obviously a great thing because this goes to show that gate.io did not use this $400 million in the snapshot of the proof of their own reserve. Now, if we take a look at crypto.com's own reserves and their audit, it's actually insane. They've posted this on their Twitter, so I'll leave a link to that, but they are making it very easy for you to track their whole reserves. And if we take a look at that, they have about $2.5 billion worth of reserves in all of these different cryptos. And it's very interesting because it does look like the SHIB allocation is about 31% of their reserve, which is just absolutely insane. I mean, we're talking about Shiba Inu token, a basic meme coin at this point. It represents more of their reserve than ETH, than anything else in their portfolio, which is just absolutely insane in my opinion. If Shiba Inu goes to literally zero, well, I guess the whole reserves of crypto.com would take a massive hit. Probably another reason people are freaking out, because you would think that reserves would be more comprised of Ethereum and Bitcoin. That's not the case. They have a lot of Shiba Inu in there, so you can definitely track their reserves with this website. It's awesome to see. And like we said, people had been taking their money out of crypto.com. I've also done that because I do think that there's maybe a bank run happening right now. A lot of people are taking their money out of centralized exchanges. Crypto.com, with all the FUD that's been happening along the last few days, and then them showing us that they have a lot of Shiba Inu in their reserve, is just questionable. So to me, I took my money out of there and I put it in a decentralized wallet just for the time being as things settle down. So you can always keep an eye out on crypto.com's reserves and see what's going on here. But if we take a look at what all of this news had in terms of an impact on the price of CRO, we are sitting at about 6 cents, down over 25% today. It's absolutely crazy. Obviously, the trading volume is absurd, around $171 million. People are definitely shorting this, taking their money out, because crypto.com is under a lot of pressure right now, and you see the volume just picking up there. It was around 11 cents just at the beginning of November, and 2 weeks in, we are down 50%. It's absolutely crazy. So who knows what's going to happen with all these centralized exchanges. Of course, they're all giving us proofs of their reserves. Having a reserve and having most of your reserve in a meme coin may not be very good. And of course, all that FUD that was happening with that transaction of $400 million, it's just looking a bit wary for crypto.com. So with all of that being said, you guys are now up to date on what's happening with this exchange. Hopefully nothing terrible happens to this one. I personally use it, so I would not want to see anything happen. But again, crypto is crypto. Anything can happen. I would definitely recommend putting your funds in a place where you always have access to it. Centralized exchanges are under a tremendous amount of heat, so be careful, stay safe out there. And if you guys enjoyed the video, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I'll catch you guys in my next video. Peace.